Alright guys, I have another edition of ShockBox. Now, what ShockBox is where I read you actual emails. Now, before I read you this email that a subscriber of mine has sent me, let me set the stage for you. A lot of times I'll get emails from people and they will have questions about the Bible, or atheist will say, well, there's contradictions in the Bible, which of course there isn't even one or any. And I have spent hours and hours talking to atheists, pointing out the so-called contradictions, and every time I explain one, they go, oh, okay, I see. Well, what about this one? And then I'll explain another one, and what it usually is they'll go to one part of the Bible and take out a passage, and then they'll go to another part of the Bible and take out another passage. Which are two separate parts of the Bible talking about two separate things. And I spent recently over 2 hours in chat with some atheists, and I said, hit me with your best shot, go through all the contradictions, and I answered every single one of them. And then I said, now are you willing to be a Christian? And they like, no, we're not, you know. So you can answer every single question, and people, if they hate God and they're biased, they're not going to believe. But I want to give you guys, I'm going to read you an email in a moment. A listener of mine to the radio show listened, and it really helps them to become a Christian. We've had several people become Christians by watching our videos and listening to our radio shows. Agnostics becoming Christians, atheists becoming Christians. I've read on the ShockBox where we had a witch that became a Christian, a Wiccan, because it just makes sense. It makes sense to be a Christian. It is rational, it is logical, it is the most intelligent thing a person could do in their life. So what happened is, let's get right to the email. This person says, hey Shock, thanks for reading my messages and replying. I appreciate it. Lots of people don't seem to bother with these sort of things. I was skipping through your videos. I managed to find the one I was talking about. It's called The Best Radio Show on Atheism Ever. And by the way, I'm going to tell you what that show is. It's great. You just totally destroyed them with written fact. Good job. He doesn't mean like I destroyed them literally, but their argument. We had live atheists on the air, and their argument really was destroyed. You are 100% right. They just can't. Oh, when I looked at the other videos with atheists trying to prove that they're right, they just can't. I started laughing when you started laughing on the video. It was pretty funny. Hey, thanks again. I look forward to hearing more from you, Sean. And I asked Sean, I said, hey, can I go ahead and use this because on the ShockBox, because I like people to know that the radio show, and when we talk about the Bible, it does make a difference. People see the logic and rationality and wisdom of being a Christian. So here's how you do it. I want to give you guys a couple of free features which are very interesting, if I do say so myself. You go to shocknow.net, and there's a couple of things here, but I'm going to show you where this gentleman that Sean was referring to is right here where it says Shock's radio link. I want to show you something. I'm going to click it. Let's see if my speakers are up here. And here's the show called The Madness of Atheism. You've got to hear it. You click play, or you click, it's a free download. But if you click play, what will happen, let me turn the radio up, the sound up. Hear it? So the radio show starts off. But what's awesome about it is we had live calls from atheists calling in, because atheism is madness, you guys. There is no proof or evidence that it is accurate, and I don't know why people hold up atheism as some intellectual thing. It's not. It's madness. I used to be an atheist, and what we share on this show is some of the tricks, the secrets of atheism, and we even talk to live atheists on, what other kind are there? but I mean, they actually call in live. It wasn't, recorded. And they call in, and I ask them pointed questions that they cannot answer. I used to be an atheist. I know the madness of atheism. This show is excellent. It is our #1 show. If you listen to it, you will understand why this gentleman here said you just totally destroyed them with written facts. Good job, you're 100% right. When I looked at other videos with atheists trying to prove they're right, they just can't. And there's some hilarious moments there, actually really funny moments, where the madness of atheism comes out. So this is the show right here. You've got to hear it if you haven't heard it. It is phenomenal. And so where did I go? I got to go back here. Okay, so basically, if you want to go to shocknow.net, you'll see all the shows right here. The Madness of Atheism, The Real Truth of Our American History, How We Are Founded on Christian Values, Science Proves the Bible is True, Atheists to Call on the Show and Prove Atheism is Accurate and Correct. But the show you want to listen to is this one, The Madness of Atheism. We've got more compliments on that show than any of the other radio shows we've done, and it happens to be our most popular show because we do something that a lot of people would be afraid to do. Is we actually mixed it up one-on-one with the atheists, where I held their feet to the fire and I asked them, what proof or evidence do you have to provide that atheism is accurate and correct? All of them failed, because it is impossible to prove something is correct that is incorrect. Another thing too, this is really interesting, go to Church Now. If you click that, there's all types of videos filmed directly from church, the second coming of Jesus Christ. This is excellent. These two here, Antichrist, America and Armageddon, and Israel, Magog, and the Rapture are excellent. You can check those out. This has helped me a lot too with explaining to non-believers how it is impossible for nothing to just pop into existence. There had to be a creator. It's called A Few Reasons Why I Left the Humanist Religion of Atheism. It goes through how we know the Bible is true, the proof of prophecy, the proof of science, the messianic prophecies, fulfilled prophecies, the proof of textual evidence. I have unbiasedly, as an atheist, researched the evidence and proof of Christianity. It is overwhelming. However, when you go to the radio show, you will find, like Sean did, remember his email right here, and I did, that the madness of atheism does not compare to the truth of Christianity. Now, I do this radio show so people can see the truth. And what you're going to see on this radio show, what you're going to hear, and I would suggest, because it's like a 2-hour long show, these are real people calling in. I don't know who's calling in. They're just atheists, calling in, listening to the show live. We had over 140 people in chat listening to it throughout the whole show. What you're going to hear is just absolute brilliance on the radio. Because what we did is we've asked atheists to provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. And if you and I, as rational human beings, believe that Jesus Christ was telling the truth when he said there is a hell, then atheism must provide proof and evidence for us to risk eternity in hell. What you will find on this radio show, like Sean did and I did, and hundreds, and it's going to get into the thousands of you did that are downloading the show, is that there is no proof or evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. However, on this show, we provide truckloads and truckloads of proof and evidence that Christianity is correct, that the Bible is true, that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. So what I'm going to do to make it easy on you guys, so you don't have to click through everything, if you click more info, it's going to take you right to this show, The Madness of Atheism. You could download it or you can click play. And I want to thank Sean for talking about this show, where he says, yes, the show totally destroyed atheism with written fact. So go ahead and listen to the written facts, the proof, the evidence of Christianity. Click more info, and thanks, Sean. This has been another edition of ShockBox.